What if I told you that 73% of football players get injured in their first month of the season, and it's completely preventable? Today, I'm going to reveal the exact preseason routine that separates the players who dominate from those who sit on the bench. But here's the thing, most coaches won't tell you this because they assume you already know. Football season is just around the corner, and if you're watching this video, you're already ahead of 90% of players out there. Why? Because you're thinking about preparation while others are still playing video games. But before we dive in, let me ask you something that might shock you. Are you making the same mistake that ends thousands of football dreams every single year? Let's find out. The foundation that changes everything. Here's what nobody talks about. Your success this season was actually determined months ago. Not by your talent, not by your speed, but by what you do in these final weeks before that first practice. And I'm about to show you exactly what the pros do that high school and college players completely ignore. 1. The conditioning secret. First up, conditioning, but not the kind you think. Most players think conditioning means running until you puke. Wrong. Dead wrong. Here's the truth that will blow your mind. Elite football players don't just run. They condition their bodies for the specific demands of football. And football is not a marathon. Think about it. In football, you explode for 3 to 7 seconds, then you rest for 30 seconds. You do this about 60 to 80 times per game. So why are you running 5-mile jogs? This mistake is costing you speed, power, and could be setting you up for injury. Here's what you should do instead. Start with 8 10-yard sprints, resting just 30 seconds between each one. Your legs will be screaming, but that's exactly what you want. Then move to 6 20-yard sprints with 45 seconds of rest. Finally, finish with 4 40-yard sprints, giving yourself a full minute between each one. Do this 3 times a week, making sure you have at least one recovery day between sessions. Why does this work? Because you're training your phosphocreatine system, the same energy system you use during actual plays. Your body learns to recover quickly between bursts of maximum effort. But conditioning is just the beginning. The next thing I'm about to show you is what separates good players from legends. 2. Strength training that actually transfers. Here's where most players get it completely wrong. They walk into the gym and start bench pressing like bodybuilders. But football isn't played lying on your back, pushing weight up. Football is played on your feet, moving in all directions, fighting for leverage. The strongest players in the gym are often the weakest on the field. Why? Because they train for show, not for go. So what do the pros do differently? They focus on these 3 movement patterns that directly translate to football dominance. First is the hip hinge pattern, deadlifts and Romanian deadlifts that build your posterior chain. Your glutes, hamstrings, and lower back. This is where your power comes from when you drive through a block or break a tackle. Next comes the squat pattern, but not just any squats. Single leg squats and Bulgarian split squats, because football is played one leg at a time. When you're cutting, jumping, or driving off your back foot to throw, you're on one leg. Finally, the push and pull pattern with push-ups, pull-ups, and rows. But here's the key. Do them standing up when possible, so your core learns to stabilize while your arms work, just like in football. Now, if you're thinking this sounds simple, you're right. But simple doesn't mean easy. And there's one more element that could make or break your entire season. 3. Mobility and injury prevention. This is the part that will literally save your season. Every single year, talented players watch their dreams crumble because of preventable injuries. Pulled hamstrings, rolled ankles, shoulder problems. And here's the kicker. Most of these happen in the first few weeks of practice. Why? Because their bodies aren't prepared for the demands. They're tight, immobile, and their muscles fire in the wrong sequence. But what if I told you that just 15 minutes a day could bulletproof your body? Here's how you bulletproof your body with just 15 minutes a day. Every morning, spend 5 minutes doing leg swings, 10 each direction for each leg, followed by arm circles 10 forward and 10 backward, then torso twist 10 each direction. This activates your nervous system and prepares your joint for the day. Before every workout, take another 5 minutes for a dynamic warm-up with high knees, butt kicks, and leg swings to raise your core temperature and improve your range of motion. After your workout, Dedicate the final 5 minutes to hip flexor stretches, hamstring stretches, and shoulder stretches to prevent tightness and promote recovery. But here's what's really crazy. Most players skip this completely. They think it's soft or unnecessary. Those are the same players who are injured by week 3. 4. Mental preparation. Now we're getting to the secret weapon that nobody talks about. Your mind will either be your greatest asset or your biggest enemy this season, and most players never train it. Think about this. You spend hours training your body, but how much time do you spend training your mind? If your answer is 0, you're leaving massive potential on the table. Here's what elite players do that amateurs ignore. Every night before bed, spend 10 minutes visualizing perfect execution. See yourself making the perfect tackle. Feel yourself catching the perfect pass. Experience yourself making the game-winning play. Your brain can't tell the difference between a vividly imagined experience and a real one, so you're literally programming success into your nervous system. But visualization is just the start. You also need pressure training. Practice with artificial pressure by having someone yell at you during drills, practice when you're tired, and add consequences to your training. When game time comes, you'll be calm while others are panicking. 5. Nutrition and hydration. This might be the most important section of this entire video. Your body is a high-performance machine, and what you put into it determines what you get out of it. But here's the problem. Most young athletes eat like garbage and wonder why they feel terrible. If you want to perform like a pro, you need to eat like a pro. And it's not as complicated as you think. Here's the football nutrition formula that changes everything. You need 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight from sources like chicken, fish, eggs, and lean beef to rebuild your muscles after training. Then get 2 to 3 grams of carbohydrates per pound of body weight from rice, potatoes, oats, and fruits to fuel your training and games. Finally, consume about 0.3 of a gram of fat per pound of body weight from nuts, olive oil, and avocados to support hormone production and overall health. But here's the game changer most players miss: your hydration strategy. Start hydrating 2 hours before practice with 16 to 20 ounces of water. During activity, drink 6 to 8 ounces every 15 to 20 minutes. After practice, for every pound you lost, drink 24 ounces of fluid. Why is this so important? Even 2% dehydration decreases performance by 10 to 15%. That's the difference between making the play and missing it. 6. Sleep and recovery. This final point might be the most overlooked aspect of football preparation. While you're sleeping, your body is rebuilding. Your muscles are growing. Your nervous system is recovering. Your memory is consolidating all the skills you practiced. But if you're not sleeping enough or sleeping poorly, you're literally sabotaging all your hard work. Here's your elite recovery protocol. Get 8 to 9 hours of sleep per night if you're a high school athlete, keeping the same bedtime and wake time every day, even on weekends. No screens 1 hour before bed. Use recovery tools like foam rolling for 10 minutes after every workout, ice baths or cold showers 2 to 3 times per week, and stretching before bed. Getting proper sleep can improve your reaction time by up to 18%. That's literally the difference between intercepting a pass and giving up a penalty. The 4-week preseason protocol. Now, let me put this all together into a simple plan you can start today. This is the exact protocol that turns average players into impact players. 4 weeks 1 and 2. Focus on the foundation phase with conditioning 3 times per week using short sprints, strength training 3 times per week with basic movements, daily mobility for 15 minutes, and visualization every night. During weeks 3 and 4, move into the intensification phase with conditioning 4 times per week doing game speed work, strength training 4 times per week with explosive movements, maintaining daily mobility to keep your flexibility, and adding pressure training to your mental preparation. Throughout all 4 weeks, maintain perfect nutrition every day, get 8 to 9 hours of sleep every night, and stay hydrated all day long. But here's the thing, knowing this information means nothing if you don't act on it. The championship mindset. Let me leave you with this thought. Right now, while you're watching this video, your competition is making a choice. They're either preparing like champions or they're making excuses. The players who will dominate this season started their preparation months ago, but it's not too late. You still have time to separate yourself from the pack. The question is, what are you going to choose? Are you going to scroll to the next video and forget everything you just learned? Or are you going to close this laptop, grab your gear, and start building the foundation for your best season ever? The choice is yours. But remember this, champions aren't born, they're built. And they're built in moments just like this one. Your season starts now, not at the first practice, not the first game. Right now, what are you going to do about it? If this video helped you, smash that like button and subscribe for more football training content. Drop a comment below and tell me what part of your preseason prep you're most excited to improve. And remember, preparation beats talent when talent doesn't prepare. I'll see you in the next video. Now go dominate.